What's up guys, and welcome to my first ever Pokemon TCG live video. Today we're going to take a look at the Festival Lead deck, which I think is one of the most underrated decks in the current format. It's built around Dipplin, which can hit twice as long as Festival Grounds is in play, and Thwackey that can search the deck for any card as long as the active Pokemon has the ability Festival Lead. As for our ace spec, we have Maximum Belt, which can allow us to do upwards of 100 extra damage to EX Pokemon, as well as a copy of Vitality Band and Defiance Band to take the knockout on some larger Pokemon. We also have 6 copies of Grass Energy, but that's not too important. With that out of the way, let's get into some gameplay. That's a weird coin. Oh, of course it's heads. I should be able to tell. This is not a start we want, unless we get Puffin. Usually, when you play Festival League, you want to go first, because you can set up your smaller Pokemon, like Grookey and Applin, and then evolve them on the second turn and set up for attacking for upwards of 300 damage on the second turn. If you do end up going second though, there is a copy of TM Evolution in this deck to help you set up a bit quicker, so you won't fall behind too much. Here I really want to set up Festival Leads Pokemon so that I can evolve Thwackey. I'm going to discard 1 Grass Energy and 1 Thwackey, and I'm actually going to grab Goldeen. There's a reason I have this card here. This is the only basic Pokemon currently, except Swirlix, that has the Festival Lead ability as a basic Pokemon. Yes. Also, this can attack for 2 colorless. Well, I think Swirlix needs Psychic Energy, which is why we have this one instead. It's basically here so that I can always have a Festival Lead as the active, even if I can't set up my evolutions. So I have 1 copy of it. Our game plan here is going to be evolving into Thwackey and then trying to find a Buddy Puffin, or a better supporter maybe, like an Iono or an Arven, so that we can set up our boards, because right now, frankly, this is looking quite shit. It's an Arcanine deck. I didn't even look at the opponent's cards yet. With this, if we can set up quickly enough, we should be able to knock out multiple of these. I don't think it's going to have much use for the Charizard, because we're not going to be taking a lot of price cards. This deck is quite slow, I'd say. It takes 2 turns to set up usually, sometimes 3 if you're really slow. We're probably not going to be attacking until the 3rd turn here, because we did start with a good supporter and we went first. We didn't have a Buddy Puffin, we didn't have any Nest Balls or anything. Not even... Ugh. Okay, so the plan here is going to be evolving into Thwackey, which will allow us to use the Boom Boom Groove ability to search our deck for any card. In this scenario, I'd like to go for Arven, although Research and Iono wouldn't be horrible either. We just want a lot of cards. The opponent has 3 cards on their hand, and I don't really want to discard another Grass Energy and a boss. We do have a Counter Catcher. I wish we had more than 1 Counter Catcher. Maybe it's priced. I think actually here I go for the Research, because we have such a small hand. And I'm going to... yeah. I have a nice Stretcher, which is here. This is really not what we want. We need to hit up Dipplin. I meant an Applin, but yeah, this is horrible, to be fair. I'm not going to bench the Manaphy yet, because I don't think we're going to need it. That Goldeen is probably dying, unless we switch it out with something. I'm going to switch in my Grookey just so I can search my deck for another card next turn. I don't think there's much I can do here, really. This is not the cards we want. The opponent should be able to get the knockout of my Grookey. If they have a boss, we just lose, because this guy gets one-shot even by the Growlithe. What we can do here actually is Night Stretcher for our second Thwacky, which I'm going to do after retreating this. I'm going to retreat this into Goldeen. Then we're going to Night Stretcher for the second Thwacky so that we can search for 2 cards. We already have the Arven. I think we want to play the Arven. Unless there's any other better supporters. Yeah, no, I'm going to get a Puffin. And I'm going to play Arven afterwards. I just need to bench 2 of these. I'm going to use Arven. We don't have any grass energy, so I'll go for a bug catching set in hopes of getting one of that. I'll get the maximum belt as well, so we can go for the one shot on Arcanine next turn. Okay, we didn't hit anything useful there, but it's alright. Well, it kinda wasn't, because it's alright to have a higher HP count as well. I'm going to use Lana's aid here because we don't really need any other supporters and I'd like some of my energy back. This is also why I have that. Going to attach. We're going to attach Maximum Belt and then we need one more Pokemon on the bench. I don't think we want to Goldeen actually. I think we're going to want either a third Thwacky or setting up our last Dipplin. I'm going to bench this now because I think it's going to be useful. Then we want a copy of Festival Grounds. I really should add Colrose's Experiment to this deck so I can get Festival Grounds and an energy. That would be really useful. I'm gonna add one copy of that later actually. And then we're going to do the wave. And this should be enough to knock it out. Because we can attack twice. Nice. So if our opponent can't set up a second Arcanine, most of their Pokemon here are in one-shot range. The only one not being is Radiant Charizard. So sending out anything except Radiant Charizard is probably a bit of a throw on their part, unless they can evolve Growlithe or Charmander. Because both of those can just be one-shot. I don't even think we want to use the research. We don't need more cards. This deck kinda mills itself because you have a lot of stage 1s, so it takes a lot of cards to set up. So you want to be careful with your deck size, but I've never decked out with this before. Oh yeah, he just passes. We can take the KO on the Radiant Charizard. Or we can try to figure something out there. I don't think I'm going to be taking more than one price anyways, because if I guess something up, he's just going to put the Radiant Charizard in and I'm just going to hit it for like 100. So I'm just going to take the KO on it now. I'm just going to set up my bench a bit before I do so though. I want a better supporter card. That's usually how your last turns with this decks go, like late game. You always have everything you need to set up. You never really miss any cards unless you can't set up early game properly, in which case you've already lost. If they don't draw anything good here, I'm going to gust up this Growlithe because it has a Defiance Band and he's definitely not in the lead here. I also want to KO this though. I don't think it matters. Don't think that's gonna do much for him. He still needs 4 energy to one-shot this, even with weakness. He can do 60 with that. He's still dying. Honestly, I'm just gonna Boom Boom Groove twice and then attack. I don't even know what I'd need. I'll take a second Dipplin. Take a boss in case I need it, and I don't think I'm gonna grab anything else. I should probably grab a switch. I should have grabbed a switch actually in case I have to retreat something. I'm going to attach another energy actually, so that even if I have to retreat one Pokemon card, I can retreat any of them without having to attach more than one energy. This being the exception, but I could just attach one energy to it to attack, so it doesn't matter. One more price to go. Even if he can like knock out 2 of these, I still have the last one, and I had a boss, so I could just gust up whatever he puts into play. Even if he takes the KO on this Dipplin and evolves into an Arcanine, I just attach Vitality Band and search my deck for a Kieran, and we do 280 in 2 turns. Yeah, he just scoops. He's got nothing. GG's, dude. Okay, so in this game, we're not the ones going first, but in this case it's fine because we start out with Arven and a bug catching set. So what we're going to do here is use the Arven to get a Buddy Poffin and a TM Evo, and then we're going to need to hit a grass energy of this. And then we can set up Goldeen by evolving into Thwackey, and I'm thinking one Dipplin as well. Right here we're looking to play against the Cinderace EX deck with Pidgeot and Dusknoir. To be honest, anything is meta as long as you put Pidgeot and Dusknoir in it. Yeah, this is definitely Cinderace. What's this do? Okay, so we got a Grookey anyways. I'm going to use the bug catching set before I use the Puffin. I'm going to grab a second one of these actually. Because then I can... Oh, I didn't know I already had that. I would have grabbed 2 energies. I'm going to grab a Puffin, and then we're going to grab... I don't have a TM Evo. I need to remind myself to pick a TM Evo later. Good thing I picked the freaking second Thwackey then. I'm just going to pick Vitality Band, might need that. I'm going to get a second Grookey and a Applin, I guess. Or at least we can still hang on to our grass energy. But that was a bit of a bummer. I don't think there's much more to do this turn. I could have retreated the Goldeen into the Grookey and I would have been guaranteed to search my deck. But I'm gonna gamble a bit that they don't knock it out this turn. This deck is sort of vulnerable to Dusknoir because it can just be used to snipe your Thwackeys, or even worse, snipe your Applins. This deck's weakness is that it has to set up a stage 1 attacker. So if you can't bench enough Applin early, the opponent can just keep gusting up your Applin and you'll never be able to attack them. This deck does not have any secondary attackers, except for a single copy of Rillaboom. But that has to use one of your Thwackeys because you don't have any rare candies. We're already going to be going for a Gardevoir. So you can snipe one of... Oh, he did retreat. Okay. I'm going to bench that Grookey actually. I have a rescue board, so I don't need to attach to this. We need a Dipplin and a Festival Grounds in order to attack here. I don't know if I want to go for the Dipplin or if I want to go for a supporter first, because we don't have a supporter. I really don't want to give them the Iono, but we might have to. Actually, I'm going for the research. Even though this is quite a good hand, I can use this. I can attach this as well. Even though it's a bit dumb of me to get rid of the Night Stretcher and switch, I think it's going to work in our favor. Yeah, I got Festival Grounds. I even got the Dipplin. Let's just get this into the active. Do I want to guess anything? This is 90. I can't one-shot either of these anymore because I attached the freaking Vitality Band. I'm going to use Ultra Ball and get rid of the bug catching set and the other Ultra Ball. And then I'm going to grab a second Applin. As for this, I'm probably going to grab a second Dipplin. Actually, I'll grab a bug catching set. Gambling has never hurt anyone. Wait, yeah. We're not throwing this time. Yeah, nice, okay. We need the Thwacky, we need the energy. Nice. Let's just go for the KO on the Duskull. We should be able to set up this Applin for next turn, so that we can take the KO on at least one of these two. We even got the Arven. Not that I think we'll need it. Okay, so sends out the Cinderace. We can KO this next turn with this one. He can snipe any of my benched Pokemon, but that doesn't do very much. Because none of these are like 2-pricers. Even if he like takes out one of my Thwackies, I still have 2 Thwackies. And I can just find a 5th bench Pokemon really easily. I think this is a rough matchup for him, to be honest. Okay, he got the Iono. Not that that's gonna do much. This thing though is scary. I don't like the fact that he can bench snipe one of my Applins and then KO the other Dipplin. Rillaboom can only do 180. I'm considering gusting up this. Yeah, he retreated because he's going to set up here. I think his plan here is going to be set up Dusknoir, bench snipe Applin, KO Dipplin. So that I can't attack. So here I really want to boss's orders that I can KO the Duskull because I can see his plans. I'm just going to use the boss and see if he concedes. Then we also want to get ourselves a second Dipplin, maybe off the bug catching set. Nope. We did get a second energy though. I'm going to use this one to get a second Dipplin. So I'm ready to attack next turn. Also has third Applin if I need to set up another attacker. Yeah, we're just going to go for the KO on the Duskull, and he's probably sending in either Pidgeot or Cinderace. Yeah, he concedes. GG's. Okay, so we're going first here. We got the Applin. We don't want Darwin in our hand if we're going first. We have nothing here to get another Grookey or anything on the bench. It looks like we're playing against Future Box. We still got nothing. I think we just lose this, honestly. I'm not even going to put the Pestimograd to play. If he can get enough energy on the Iron Hands to retreat this one, we just straight up lose because we don't have any more bench Pokemon. Okay, so he hits 2 of the generator. If he can hit a second one. Okay, it didn't, thankfully. If he has to switch though, we're screwed. Okay, so surely he has a second electric energy and a switch, right? He sees the donk. Oh, nice pre-release promo. Didn't know those were in this game. But like... Okay, so he attached an energy to that. Did he not feel like winning? Is my question. Okay, let's just not think about it too much. Puffins. If we go for this, then I'll think we should be able to KO this with Puffin. 60. Yeah, we do enough. We could get 2 prizes already. We're going to use our maximum belts early, but we could KO most of the other ones anyways. I'm going to go for this setup. We're getting Festival Grounds in play. Let's just attach this, and then we should be able to deal 110. Yeah, we should be able to KO the Iron Crown. This is a nice and early start, because our opponent threw with energy management. Nice 2-pricer. Iron Hands is usually a really tough matchup for this, because they can take 2 price cards from our 1-pricers. So it's going to be a top priority to take out. I'm probably going to try to get a Gusting card, if I can find one. He did take the KO by Dipplin, so I can KO any of his EX Pokemon if I can gust them up. I really don't want to go for a research, but I think I might have to. I'm gonna go 1-1, might as well. I'm going to attach to this so I don't have to throw everything away with my research. I can't gust anymore because I just used research, but it's whatever. I'm gonna be able to do some solid damage here anyways. I'll get a boss for next turn, so I can take out the Iron Hands. We just take the KO on my Miraidon. Yes, he has enough for RMP very much, so he's almost gonna catch up to us. Unfortunately for him, we can Oko it, as long as we get a Kieran. Which I think we are, considering we have one Thwackey. So unless he gusts it, we'll be fine here. And even if it does gust it, we have this, so we can Oko it anyways. Then we only need to take one prize, which we can do really easily, because we have a second boss. Hopefully. Hopefully I didn't prize it. Of course he has a second Iron Hands. Okay, so... Okay, we're in a bit of a pickle here. We need an energy. I attached energy to the wrong one. So we got a bug catching set. We had an energy off it. We grabbed a Grookey, so we have another benched Pokemon. We already had a Grookey, so it didn't matter. Then we're going to search our deck for a second Thwackey. This is a really cool tech you can do. If you have a Grookey that's able to evolve, you can use your Boom Boom Groove to search for a Thwackey to evolve it, and then just use the new Thwackey's Boom Boom Groove, so you've set up a second Thwackey. We're just gonna go for an energy. We have 3 left, so we did not need that energy. I threw. Holy shit. I was gonna grab the freaking Kieran. I just brain farted. That's unfortunate. We should still be able to do something alright. I could gust up the Mew and still take 2 prizes, but I really wanted to KO one with Iron Hands. I'm just gonna take this. We just need 1 KO, he needs 2 at least. So we just either use the second boss if we find it, or another Kieran. We'll be fine. Oh, of course he's got Prime Catcher. I don't see how the Prime Catcher is gonna help him very much here though. Like, he's just gonna use Ampere very much. We already have the second Dipplin and a 5th benched, so I think we won this. As long as I don't whiff in the last few seconds, we should be good. Evolve. Bench a Pokemon, doesn't matter which. Then we need Kieran in our hand, and we need to use it. This card actually has 2 effects, which is really nice. It works as a switch, as well as a damage increaser. So right now we're doing 130, which we do twice, and we do 260 and take the KO. And that is GG's. So that was it for Festival Leads. I was hoping I'd get to show off some of its rougher matchups, like for example Gholdengo EX. But I played a lot of matches and I didn't find any rough matchups. In fact, I won all of the games I played today with this deck, which just shows off how underrated I think it is. I'm only Ultra League, but even so, I played this deck and got to RCS League last ladder. So that just shows off how underrated I think it is. Without further ado, thanks for watching and see you guys in the next video.